And speaking of the holidays and your guests, many of us are going to be cooking for our family and our friends this season, and it's really important that we are cautious of exactly how we are handling our food. The last thing you want is a bout of illness in your home during the holiday season. So UC Davis Children's Hospital, they're here to tell us about foodborne illnesses and what we can do to prevent them. Joining us right now to explain more, we have dietitian Alex Nella. And Alex and I have been bonding a little bit about our OCD in the kitchen, but it's very, very important, though, to have proper practices, especially when you're feeding large groups of people. So let's talk about, though, the main things people should keep in mind in their in-home kitchens.
Okay, off the bat, the big things that we have to do are make sure your surfaces are clean, your hands are clean, the utensils you're going to be using are clean. So that's going to require some soap, some hot water. You might have to sing some happy birthday to make sure you're doing those things long enough.
Yes.
You could get seasonal, right? You could do it Jingle Bells. You could even do the Jingle Bells Batman Smells version.
Okay, there you go.
You could go there.
Make it fun for the kiddos.
You can take it there. Okay, so got to have clean surfaces.
Okay.
Number two, you want to prevent cross-contamination. So you want to separate your raw foods from your cooked foods or ready-to-eat foods. And that process really starts in the grocery store, right?
Okay.
You don't want to keep those things together in your grocery bag. And also when you get home to your refrigerator, it's a good idea to put those things on that bottom shelf so that they're not dripping onto other foods that you're going to eat.
Yes, okay, good. So there's a huge process then, a step that we need to be mindful of when purchasing raw meat and vegetables. Make sure they're separated always.
Right, it starts when you're at the co-op. It starts right there.
All right, all right.
The other thing you want to do is cook to the proper temperature. Right? A lot of the meats that we're going to have might have a package on it, so it might tell you your turkey needs to be cooked to 165. That's not a suggestion. Right? That's a good idea to keep all your friends and family safe.
Yes.
The last thing you want to do is after you cook things and you're ready to put them away for your leftovers, that should be done within 2 hours.
Okay.
And that's chilling them things appropriately.
Okay, all right. And then that means also, too, that your refrigerator has to be the proper temperature. So let's talk about the tools needed to make sure that we're being safe in the kitchen, too.
Right, so a couple of things I brought here. Number one is our refrigerator thermometer. So this one in particular is currently measuring the temperature of our refrigerator behind us here, and it's telling me that it's at 39.8. Wow, just in time for us to get this in, because I want it to be under 40.
Okay.
And before this, it was
you were
not
like,
exactly 40.
Sam
I'm
might
like,
not be storing their food properly.
we're going to have a food safety issue here. But you want it to be under 40, and it doesn't have to be digital. It can be an old-fashioned metal.
But you want to make sure, though, that your fridge is at the right temperature. So when you are storing your food, that you're storing it right.
Right.
What about cutting boards?
Well, any type of cutting board will really do. I have a couple examples here of bamboo, which is a nice hard wood. What I don't like about wood is that they're hard to sanitize, right? You don't want to put this in the dishwasher.
Because it'll fall apart, it'll ruin it.
Exactly. And once these things are wet, they're hard to dry out, and drying it is really important because if it's wet, then more bacteria is going to grow in it.
Okay.
So I like to use the hard plastic ones for that. And this in particular is going to have different options so that we can prevent that cross-contamination, keeping our cooked
marked
foods from our raw foods, right?
Yeah, and this is obviously the meat one. This one's veggie. You got fish, you got your chicken. So I think it's awesome that you have these separated and marked for like, hey, you know, which one did I use last? And it's clear, so there's no confusion when you're doing the potential. You want to avoid the cross-contamination.
Right.
I want to go back to hand washing. How important is hand washing, and how do we do it properly? Because I think people go, I washed my hands, and it was like 10 seconds.
It's the most important thing. It's the first thing we talked about, right?
Yes.
And it's about timing and it's about friction.
Okay.
So you do want to have a good motion going there. And if you choose to do the Jingle Bells Batman Smells version, you got to do that twice to get to 20 seconds. 20 seconds is really the recommendation there.
All right, so you got to do it for 20 seconds and make sure that you are really getting in there. You want to, it's not that just a little bit of soap on here, rinse, rinse, go on to the next one. Okay. All right, and then how long are leftovers good for? We just came off of Thanksgiving. A lot of people were like, oh, I made a giant turkey. I was really hoping I could use this for a while.
Yeah, well, assuming you cooled things down within 2 hours of actually cooking it and eating it, now they have about 4 days in the refrigerator. And that's going to keep most of our guests safe if they're coming back for leftovers, like if they're staying the night.
Okay.
They're good the next day. For most of us adults who have really healthy immune systems, they're going to last 4. For our kids under 5 and adults over 65 who have different kinds of immune systems, being a little more conservative, maybe 2 days maximum is good for those particular age ranges.
Okay, and my favorite saying too is when in doubt, throw it out. So if you're not certain, just get rid of it. Where can our viewers go for more information?
Children.ucdavis.edu is your best bet for us for food safety.